Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk, Listen, Share. Talk, Listen, Share is Shays Warriors small educational group comprised of board members of the Shays Warriors Life After Cancer team and our community of survivors, thrivers, and businesses in local community, national and beyond. My name is Shay Moraga. I'm the founder and visionary of Shays Warriors Life After Cancer. And with me tonight are my co-hosts, Dr. Amy Hetherington.
Hi.
Just a little wave there, Amy. And survivor turned thriver and ambassador, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Coming to you from Cathedral City, California. Shays Warriors is a 501c3 comprised of an all-volunteer board of directors and community. Our mission is to inspire, empower, and help heal cancer survivors and their families through the mind-body connection. Our purpose of Shays Warriors Life After Cancer is to have a community of men and women to share their experiences and to support each other in overcoming the PTSD and the trauma that sometimes cancer can bring upon, whether it's after treatment or during an ongoing diagnosis, with those who truly understand. And our vision at Shays is that no cancer survivor should ever lack ongoing support from a community that understands and can help others in our healing process. And we have so many strategic partners in our valley alone that help us do that. So thank you if you're watching tonight, and thank you everybody for getting your feedback. There'll be a chance for questions and answers throughout the process here. And I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Amy.
Okay, well, thank you. So I promised that tonight we would really cover the benefits of pet therapy and how our pets can help us during our cancer survivorship journey. And just in life, the health benefits that pets and animals can offer us. I know that this was a topic that was brought up by some of our survivors and Coffee and Connections and our other programs, because we know from the research, we know from personal experience, the impact that our four-legged family, and sometimes we have survivors that have brought their pet birds to our meetings. And pets are not just dogs, although I am a dog person. How about you ladies? Are you dog or cat or both?
Dog.
I don't know if I should share how many pets I have on here in case she's watching. But yeah, I love cats and dogs both.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I like my cats. I like your cat. Your cat's cool, Shay.
Boy with success.
But the animals are just a very valuable part of our healing process, both physically and emotionally. We know the physical health benefits of pet therapy are many, but one of many studies showed how stress reduction is a big part of the physical benefits, because our time with animals really helps decrease cortisol levels, and that's a stress hormone. So having that reduced level of cortisol is really important. It also helps us increase our oxytocin levels, and oxytocin is the hormone that we associate with bonding, and that's also a big part of the healing that pets can provide us. So that stress reduction during cancer, we know, is vitally important. Just being able to cope better with anxiety, stress, and sometimes the feelings of sadness that one would experience in treatment and survivorship, and what might be associated with the diagnosis or with the treatment plan. We also know from the physical health benefits of having pets that there is improved immune function. Just interacting with our pets has been linked to improved immune function, and can be really beneficial for people that are undergoing chemotherapy or other treatments, as long as you are using safe practices. We don't want to be letting our little critters kiss us too much on the face, on the mouth, because we do have to remember they like to be out and playing, and outside, exposed to many elements in our area. So be aware of that. But overall, they do help us. They help us with our immunity. And another thing to consider is that just because we have that reduced stress level and reduced cortisol level, there's also a potential for lowering our blood pressure and having healthier heart rates. And that's also quite important for our cardiovascular health. And that can help us with our overall physical health. And my dogs, especially, I have to share this, they really encourage physical activity. My dogs demand it. I have two very playful dachshunds. They're mini dachshunds, and their names Salchicha and Chorizo. I'll show them to you later once I get them a little more settled after going to the park with my husband. But when we got our pets, it was at they're pandemic puppies, okay? We finally decided to make that big step during the pandemic, and we adopted our first, it was one Doxy, and when you get one, it's hard not to want two, and then maybe even three, and then the next thing you know, you're like Shay, and you've got a million pets. Just kidding. But it was a big help to us to get us out of the house. We started going to the dog park here in our community in La Quinta, and it was really nice to, in that time when everyone was very isolated, be able to share with others in an open outdoor space, and have that connection and that bonding and that support from others during a really kind of scary time for everyone. And feel good about what we were doing and to be able to connect with our pets as well. So they do encourage the physical activities, even if it's just a short walk. I know as things get warmer for us out here in the desert, it might be a little more difficult to go for those longer walks because our little animals have their paws are not going to be able to, unless they have special little booties or socks on or something to protect their paws. It might be too hot for them to be walking on the concrete and pavement. But right now, I mean, if you're an early riser or if you like an evening walk in your community and it's safe to do so, that light physical activity will be good for you. And it will also, of course, be something that your pet needs to stay healthy as well. So if even if you're feeling a bit under the weather or not really motivated to get out there and do something, when you see their little faces just looking at you like, it's time to go out and take a walk or do something or play, then it's hard to not do that for our pets. So all of this is going to really help manage fatigue. We're going to have better rest by increased physical activity and improve circulation. And if we're recovering from something, potentially a speedier recovery as well because of all of those benefits. And then another physical part that is a physical health benefit, rather, that is so nice is the therapeutic touch that we have and we get with our pets. Petting animals really can create a calming effect, lowering again our heart rate, improving our relaxation levels, and just this tactile interaction can be really soothing during treatments or during visits to a provider pre or post, or even whenever if you are hospitalized or if you aren't going to an infusion center, or if there's something that where a service animal may be acceptable, or one of our local programs, for example. I know that some of the ones out here, like Guide Dogs of the Desert, we also have Pet Partners or Therapy Dogs International. We have Paws and Hearts, Animal Assisted Therapy, Animal Samaritans. All of these organizations actually work with our healthcare partners in the community, taking these service animals and these therapy animals out to visit with patients. And it's because of many of these physical benefits for our health, and also emotional and psychological benefits, which we'll get into a little bit here after. So, I mean, they also provide such a distraction, just a level of comfort for their for their humans, and that really enhances our overall well-being. What do you all think about the benefits physically?
You want to go first, Elizabeth?
I agree. I have my own pets. I have my little Chihuahua and my little Terrier, and they're my buddies. Like, just to think at the end of my workday that I'm gonna come home to them, that brings me so much joy. Like, I can't wait. And then when I open that garage door and I see him running to me, that's like that's the gratification. Like, that just fills my heart with so much joy, and I can't even like express how much love I feel from just, such a sweet creature. Like, he's really my baby. He's everything to me.
Aw, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Yeah, I think it really, pets just want to be loved, and they want to love you. That's like you're their world. And I just read something today that scientists just did like an MR or a EKG of like a dog, and they have figured out that dogs actually understand what you're telling them, like actually understand, and they have some of the same feelings that we do, love and anger and all of that. They understand that. And going through cancer, I remember getting up at like 4 a.m. and having all of this anxiety, because then I would go and I'd blog our Shays Warriors blogs, and my dog Max would like literally have almost the same anxiety I did. And as I would be sitting there, he would lay on my feet, and it would automatically I would calm down, that warmth of him. And like, even, cats, I don't know if anyone's experienced this, but our cats, when you're sad and you're crying, or, something has happened, right? Like, I've had a death in the family a couple of times, and I'm just bawling. And the first thing my cat does is come over, and they just, they try to be there right next to you. I don't know if that happens to everyone.
They're like intuitive.
But they're very intuitive. Yeah. And so I think that, it really helps the serotonin levels, like you were talking about, and helps us calm, and kind of like our energy changes when we know something just wants to love us. Right?
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because that leads into like the emotional and psychological health part of the benefits of pet therapy. There's that unconditional love that our animals provide us. And that really helps you feel less isolated, less lonely. And it really just maintains some level of connection to present. And being in the present is the perfect state, because when we're in the present, we're not worried, right? We're not worried about what's to come. And so it's just having a pet can be very grounding too. And just the emotional support that we get from our pets is so important. They, like you said, they do intuitively they know when you're down, when you're scared, and they're there for you in ways that maybe you might not think would be possible, but they really do fill those moments for you and help. And it's unconditional. You don't feel like you have to do anything other than love them back. You don't owe them anything other than your love and care. And so that's really, I think, something that's very helpful for cancer survivors, or those that are going through illness, any illness, and easing their feelings of anxiety, stress, depression, or that they are indebted to something for the support that they've received. Because I've heard that too from many survivors, that, oh, I don't want to bother. I don't want to, pets are not bothered by you needing their love. There's also positive mood and mental health. The positive mood that we can get just being around these pets, again, it helps us maintain connection. And it also helps when we meet others. Pets can offer this sense of normalcy, and can like you'd mentioned earlier, just the joy that your pet brings to you, Elizabeth, just that feeling of joy and purpose during a very challenging time, I think is something also that helps our mood and our mental health. And then, man, do they encourage socialization. They really do. And that was me with the pandemic part. We as a family, we needed to get out of these four walls and outdoors and see other people and socialize in a safe way at that time. And our pets were able to serve as a bridge for us in that regard. They connected us with fellow dog owners, dog walkers, and they can just be an entry point for social interaction with others that enjoy and have pets. So that social connection that we have when we have pets really does reduce that any feelings of isolation that many cancer survivors and cancer patients might be experiencing. There's also so many ways that animals actually have a formal role as therapists. So animals can be trained to be therapists. They're specialized therapy animals. Those are the ones that some hospitals may use to interact with their cancer patients. They are used in therapeutic settings. They help with reducing anxiety. They may be there during hospitalization. They may be there during chemotherapy sessions. And that just helps with that soothing environment. Of course, not everyone is going to want to be around a dog or a cat or a pet of any kind during their treatment. So it isn't, not ever, just because you are experiencing an illness doesn't mean all of a sudden you become this animal lover. But to those that are willing and so inclined, it really can be a big benefit to them. But we can't put everyone underneath that umbrella of animal lover, because I've certainly met my share of individuals that are just that's not their thing. But I think that overall as humans, the big bonding experience or the need to love and to be loved is across the board. We all have that need to remain connected and feel we have purpose beyond just our physical state. There's something else for us there. So just making sure too that we are aware of what different resources are available. I mentioned a few in our community. We'll put some up later just for resources if anyone is so inclined to look more into this. Again, there's also multiple studies that really go over the benefits, health and emotional and mental wellness of pet therapy. But one thing I did not mention is you have to be really careful too. If you don't have a pet, you need to make sure that the pet that, if you are considering getting a pet, that you're careful with your pet selection. And this is, not all pets may be suitable for someone who has just experienced cancer and is now in survivorship, or if they're still in some sort of maintenance type of cancer, right? Cancer treatment, rather, they may not be able to have certain type of pets because they may be very immunocompromised. So with that weakened immune system, they really need to have a good conversation, maybe with their oncologist, and understanding what type of pets might be best for them. If there's maybe just a hypoallergenic pet, or if it's something that's a little more low maintenance. Hey, even we're talking about all these furry creatures, but I mean, there are goldfish. There are different types of pets. Pets are not always like my little doxies, as we've seen in our Coffee and Connections with our people bringing their birds and other critters with them.
Yeah, I remember when I think someone brought their parrot.
Yes, that's what it was. It was great.
Yeah, it was a parrot, or maybe it was a cockatoo. I'm not sure. I don't know my birds very well. So, but yeah, that was really, really interesting. And I thought it was really cool in that way that's first of all, it's just cool that a bird goes with you and doesn't fly off.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
And they have a very long, their lifespan is very long for many of these animals, these birds. The aviary lady was telling me all about that, and I thought that was really interesting too. something in conclusion that I would say over this topic as a healthcare provider is, talk to your healthcare providers, suggest to them that they consider integrating some pet therapy if it's not something that they've thought about before. Sometimes it's just a question of having these open discussions and bringing up these topics just to make us as providers a little more empathetic and a little more progressive and a little more open to what the needs are in our community. So we can look into alternative ways of helping our patients deal with cancer survivorship in their life post-cancer and any lingering effects of their treatment. Anything that we can do to help, pet therapy being one of the therapies that may be helpful. I think I would be there. I would be really willing to implement something like that or integrate that into a plan of care. So
Yeah, I think one of the things that I think I read about pet therapy too is the fact that, pets, because it increases our serotonin levels, that helps decrease our pain levels. So if we're going through cancer, or maybe you have like a chronic fatigue or pain, it helps subside that a little bit, and maybe it's because your focus is really on the pet itself.
mhm.
But you know, it provides comfort with the pain, and it
Yes,
decreases the need, which helps. It decreases the need for possible medications you might
for
have to take.
sure. Yes, I
Right?
saw that study as well. I thought that there's actually very specific studies for pet therapy and cancer survivorship. There's a whole research study that's taking place currently at the University of Colorado
Yeah.
with the veterinary school. So I thought that was really amazing. I'm excited to see what outcomes they have from that specific study. But also, you mentioned something too about pain, but we all and pain management and how they can help with that with our hormone levels and our response to pain. But animals are survivors, and so they have a lot to teach us too. They teach us about building resilience, which is really important. Just being around a pet can just really bring that home, that resilience and that idea of building resilience and survivorship and coping strategies, because animals are constantly having to they're in their DNA. That's what's there, is that survival instinct. So there's a lot that we can learn from their resilience, and we don't really even think about it too much. I know I don't really, but when you look into any pet's eyes, you can just see it's something that really is very profound, I think. And
Well, I think too, when we're happy and all that stuff is going on as a survivor, or again, as a cancer patient, it improves your blood oxygenation, right?
yeah,
Um,
like, I would think it would regulate your respiratory rate and everything too, just the feeling of calm.
because you just get that calm and that easy. And hopefully, if you're a dog owner, you're walking your dog, or you're walking your bird, or you're walking your cat. I've seen that done before too, but yeah, I mean, that helps. And when we're out there steps, or we're throwing the ball with the
Yeah.
pets, or you have the laser with the cats. Again, you're keeping the happy up, right? And
They're happy. They make you laugh. I once had hamsters too.
oh my.
And I know. And the hamsters that I had, my daughters really wanted hamsters. And we finally, we got hamsters. Okay. And I tell you, when I was in grad school, up very, very late sometimes, it would be me and the hamsters and their little thing just running. And they were just very entertaining. I would always kind of stop and just watch them, like, man, if they have energy to do this all night, I definitely have energy to study and pull an all-nighter if I have to. And I did. So they made me laugh, and they brought a lot of joy too. Those were good pets to have, I think, as starter pets for our family.
Oh my gosh. I think some of the uniquest pets I've ever had is rabbits.
Oh,
And I also had hermit crabs.
Oh.
hermit crabs.
Yeah, hermit crabs.
Hmm.
I thought they were really cool when I was a kid. And for some reason we were in Texas, and we were in one of our many moves that we did as when I was a child. We were caught in one of the major snowstorms, and we had to sleep in our truck overnight because the freeway shut down. All of the hospitals and churches, which usually open for people to go because all of the local hotels were filled and everything. But there was a huge ice and snowstorm that had happened. So I remember my dad keeping us warm in the truck that night. And unfortunately, the hermit crabs froze.
Oh
no.
So, but I remember, I know, it's not the best story.
Oh my gosh.
But,
Womp womp.
I know, but they were
That's so
awesome because
sad.
I remember because like hermit crabs are like, we lived at the beach. We were in Ventura. That's where I grew up as a child, and the hermit crabs were there. So
Yeah.
that's I don't know why I told that story. I guess it's a unique story of pets. Oh, and there's your
There's
babies.
chorizo. Chorizo, say hello. And there's salchicha. So chorizo is the Spanish sausage. And then salchicha is how you say hot dog in Spanish. So we were creative with their names. And of course, they're Latino names, honoring our Latino roots. Right, babies?
oh
Love it.
He's my dodo.
Elizabeth, what are your pets' names?
I am a huge Lakers fan, so I named them Kobe and Pow.
I love it.
Kobe?
Kobe is my
That's so cute.
my Chihuahua, and yeah, they earn their names.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
So energetic. I'm so grateful to have them. I didn't have the dogs through my treatment. Kind of a funny story when you mentioned the fish. It made me think of my daughter's beta fish, because when I was going through treatment, she had beta fish, and I would walk by and I'd be like, "Good morning, good night. Let me feed you." I would talk to this fish like
Aw.
he was like a part of my everyday. And it's
Aw.
mentioned that because I told my daughter, I said it's kind of weird, like he didn't know what was going on, but it made part of my day a little easier when she was away, or I had time alone. Something so small, it warmed me to know that somebody was there.
Oh, yeah. That's wonderful. See the power of our pets in any form.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
What about yours, Shay? What are their names?
Okay.
Now you have to tell us how many.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. So
Okay.
I will start with my cats. After I was done with my cancer treatment, the first thing I did was one of my friends flashed a kitten online, and she needed a home because she was thrown like in a dumpster somewhere. And I was like, you know what? She survived. She's a little warrior, and that's what I wanted. So as soon as I was done with my active treatment and everything, I went to Palm Springs and got her, and I named her Xena Warrior Princess. Probably because I loved Xena Warrior Princess watching it as a kid and growing up. So in that warrior mindset. And she's a little warrior, let me tell you. Love her. And then I have Maximus Bagley. And
oh my goodness, that's a big name.
yes, and he's
so
like
tiny.
He's a 6-pound Yorkie. So Maximus Bagley in Celtic, it means the greatest little hero.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then Marley Muggs is my daughter's pup, and Marley Muggs because Muggs, we were gonna name him Muggsy because I kind of like the gangster era and stuff too, but he also smiles. Like he goes, "Hi."
That's so cute.
Literally, and he submits. So he's super sweet. He was also thrown in the middle of the desert. And we were in a lottery up in Moreno Valley and got him out of 7 people. Our lottery was chosen. So there's that. And then the other 2 that are also rescues, they're all rescues, are Nala Luna, because she was gotten on a full moon, and Louis Vuitton, because my daughter loves Louis Vuitton. so
Okay.
So now you know. We have lots of personalities with lots of long names, and they all get along. They all love each other.
They
and
do. I saw that.
do.
I'm always amazed when cats and dogs, because I guess I've never had a cat. So when I see cats and dogs together, I'm always, like, I'm thinking like Tom and Jerry and like all these old cartoons and stuff where they're like at each other. And actually, I haven't really seen that in my friends that have cats and dogs. They all seem to get along, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, it's really interesting because Xena, Max, and Marley, those 3, they have to go to bed together at night. Otherwise, Xena cries outside the door.
Oh.
She literally, I'm plugging my computer in because it was going to die on me. But yeah, she cries if she's not with them. And then Nala follows the dogs around, especially Marley, like she's infatuated with him. And then Louis, he's hilarious. He just lays all over. He doesn't care. Yes, and Rebecca is Lewis's stepmom. So
Okay. Oh, and your cat is listening now, huh? She said, "Stop giving all the love to those annoying dogs." Okay. And then we see here too, Lisa wrapped that her cat Gracie's been. No, not Lisa. I'm sorry. Kate Huffman, your cat Gracie has been helping you heal from surgery. I'm happy that your cat is helping you. Thank you, Gracie, for all you do for your owner.
yeah.
And then Lisa's saying her dog Weda, she's a blondie, is so attached to me. I don't know if it's because I feed her. She just feels the need to comfort me. Do you think she knows I had cancer? I do, actually. I think so. And she just knows your dog knows that you need her. You need that love, I think.
I think that's something that you brought up that we really didn't touch about too. And I know there are, especially when I was a kid, I had adolescent epilepsy. And had I had continued probably with epilepsy, they were going to look into getting a service animal for me, because some service animals, dog specific in those years, because I'm so old now, those were the ones that were trained to tell if you had seizures or not, or if a seizure was coming on, because my seizures would come on very quickly as a kid. But I had a cat, Morty, who I had that cat for almost 20 years, and the year that I got cancer, in my right breast, she was always jumping on that side. Like there were times where I remember her being so annoying, and I was like, God, get down. And she would come back and just like plant her whole body there. And I know that we didn't really bring this up, but there are some animals who can detect, they're in studies now, detect cancer, or pre-onset, diabetes and seizures and all of that. So kind of an interesting thing, because pets are so intuitive, right?
I am so fortunate at work. Not fortunate, but fortunate to have him. One of the girls that I work with, she does have seizures, and she has her service pet, and he is trained. So when she is about to go through anything pre-warning, she gets alerted, and he takes care of her, makes her sit down. It's amazing to see him in action. It's scary, but it's so amazing to see that they're so intelligent that they can do this, and know that your pup is going to not only love you, but also potentially save your life. That is
That's
like so.
amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm Lisa, I think, yeah, I think Weta knows that you had cancer. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know the science behind that. Hopefully in the future we can really get more specialized speakers that can talk about this, specifically how they can detect cancer. I think that would be really interesting to.
Yeah, and I think too, like, even with some of our local pet places here in the desert
Mhm.
or our shelters, there might be a shelter that does do pet therapy. I know I've seen training before, but you know, I haven't seen it personally at my local hospital. So,
Mhm.
but down the road, I think that would be great to have a follow up, because pets are our babies. Like, again, we just want to love them, and they want to love us for everything. So, and they're very healing, very, very healing.
Yeah, I say we do at some point. Maybe we get a get together with our pets and
That's
have a
awesome.
reunion in a dog park or something out in the community.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's put it out there.
Make
Let's
sure.
put it out there. Anyone who's watching tonight, if you know of anyone who does pet therapy, who is certified pet therapy, or if your organization has pet therapy, or if you are a shelter and you want to talk more with us on this, reach out to us, shayswarriors.org, hit the email and send this in to either myself, Amy, or Elizabeth. We would love to talk to you more about this, so that we have a resource and a tool for those in either going through the cancer process or even in the life after. And if you're not local to the Coachella Valley, that's fine. Like, let us know where you're at, and we'll do another night like this and
Yeah.
learn from you, because the more that we can collaborate, the more we can learn, the more we can share healing techniques for survivorship and even people going through cancer, the quicker we heal. Right. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Well, we got some fun stuff coming up at Shay's Warriors Life After Cancer locally in the Coachella Valley. So, a couple things, if I may, unless you want to tie up the pet therapy. I don't know. Do we have more on this?
I think we were able to put out a taste of what this could become, and what interesting studies and cases and research is being done in the topic. And yeah, I would love to revisit it and have a guest speaker in the future, and lots of ideas. Let us know what you need, what you think would help, as always, and we would love to include it in our Talk, Listen, Share programming for you, our cancer survivor community. It's been my pleasure to be here with you all today. I think that Shay has some announcements to make about some of the upcoming events and programs that we have going on. So I will hand it off to Shay.
All right. Thanks, Amy. So, Shay's Wares produces a large retreat the month of June. And I know, Elizabeth, you have been a part of that retreat in the past, and which is one of the reasons why you are now an ambassador with us, helping others, giving back to your cancer survivorship community, and also helping us do a lot of fun fundraising so that more women can go to this retreat, which happens every June, the second week in June. This year it is the 12th through the 15th. We are hosting it in the amazing city of Rancho Mirage. And I gotta say, every single city, La Quinta, Indian Wells, Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Coachella, Indio, they have all been in this retreat and part of this retreat in giving back for up to 30 women this year will go at no cost to them, 4 days and 3 nights. Nominations close on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So if you are a cancer survivor and you're watching this, if you are a friend of someone who has gone through cancer, nominate yourself or nominate someone that you know needs 4 days and 3 nights to be surrounded with others who get the walk of this cancer journey. It will change your mindset and your life. Elizabeth, what do you think?
I completely agree. It was probably one of the most beautiful and inspiring opportunities that I've had, and it really helped pave the way to healing my spirit that was very broken. So please nominate, and let's heal our cancer survivors, because we can empower each other more when we are feeling at our peak best performance. So I can't say enough about the retreat. It's a beautiful experience. Some hard work, but one of the most beautiful experiences that I have had in my life.
Thank you. And we put on a lot of events throughout the year to make sure that no one has to pay a penny when it comes to this retreat. Our board, our volunteers, our amazing volunteers, our ambassadors, our advisory councils, and this beautiful, beautiful community helps us do that near and far. This year, the city of Boston actually is even helping. Meet Boston sent some funds to be able to send some ladies from even outside the valley. So our last fundraiser is coming up on May 10th. It is to celebrate and empower women all over the Coachella Valley and beyond. And this fun tea, it's a pre-Mother's Day celebration of tea celebration, champagne and tea. And it is in honor and memory of two of the most beautiful women that I have met in my life, Ms. Nicole Botello and our co-founder, Eileen Alvarez. And I'm going to share a little video of that tea, because if you are a woman, and even if you're not a woman, come to the tea and celebrate the lineage of life. Just like the tree of life, this is the tea of life. And Wally's Desert Turtle puts it on, and I have a little video here that shows some of the fun we're going to have.
It was great. It's a great event.
I think I have a little video. Let's see, where is it? Oh. Hang on.
I know you have it.
I know, it was just there, right?
It was. We'll find it.
Now it's not. Okay, 1 second. Let me do the video file. There it is. And there she is. So these are some pictures of the video that you have. So friends and family come, and groups of ladies come. It's a wonderful day just to celebrate the gift of life. There's two sisters that come. And again, Wally's Desert Turtle puts this on. Tickets are going quick. I think we have a handful of tickets left. So you can put there's our beautiful
Eileen.
It was last year. And the Botello sisters and their dad and our board. And Allie, one of our advisory council members. It's just a wonderful day to be able to celebrate and get out, find some cute little tea hats and gloves. We're going to have a few speakers. We're going to have a few prizes. We're going to have lots of photos for memories. And we're just going to raise a toast to the lineage of life and the celebration that we all have. So I hope everyone can come. Tickets are literally, like I said, we have a handful of tickets left. You can go to shayswarriors.org, go to events, and you'll see the T there. Or you can go to Wally's Desert Turtle, and you can also make your reservations there. So we hope you're able to join us. It is a day from Saturday, May 10th, 12 to 3 o'clock, and 100% of that day, listen to this, 100% goes to the scholarshiping of ladies that get to go to this retreat at no cost to them. I mean, thank you, Wally's Desert Turtle, for that amazing gift in honor of your mom and in honor of life in its true self, and in honor of our dear friend Eileen Alvarez. So that's what's coming up, everybody, and we hope to see you there. I'll be there. Amy, I know you'll be there. And Elizabeth, are you in town?
I am going to be in town. I'm going to be bringing my mother-in-law with me.
Oh, wonderful. It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful event. It's kind of a fancy fun. And it benefits all of, like Shay mentioned, all of our women who will be going to our retreat. So it's a fantastic cause, of course. But it's a nice day to spend with others and women and friends, daughters.
It's a fun day to get dressed up and wear
absolutely. I really enjoyed it.
Or a
just
big
the whole idea, the little tea sandwiches, and just it's very fancy.
It is. It's
fun, fancy.
It's an old tradition, right? And lots of fun. So we hope to see you there. Please sign up for the newsletter so you get your first on the list to find out about events and programs. And don't forget our programs. Every month, we do Coffee and Connections. We do Talk, Listen, Share. And we also have Move to Heal that we partner with our friends over at Eisenhower's Lucy Kirchie Cancer Center. So that's all I got for tonight. Amy, Dr. Amy, thank you so much for such an amazing conversation tonight. And Elizabeth, it is always wonderful to see your beautiful face.
Yes, my favorite, Elizabeth. Thank you. It was fun.
Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.